Hi everybody, this is David with David's Tutorials, and today I'm going to share with you one of the best ways I have found to get people to do something. Here we go. At some time in your life, you're going to face the need to convince people to do something. It may not be apparent on the surface, but this is called marketing. I've been studying marketing for quite a few years now. And in spite of the fact that I have been studying it all this time, I've taken graduate level courses in this, and I feel I know a lot about marketing, more than most people. I still think I'm a babe in the woods when it comes to this. I am a novice when it comes to marketing. Otherwise, why aren't I rich? Marketing is what makes it or breaks it. A lot of people, when they think about marketing, think it means selling. Well, marketing is not so much about selling as it is getting people to do something. It doesn't matter whether it is convincing your boss of some issue that you want him to come on board with, you're trying to get people to come to a meeting, to an assembly, whether you're trying to get people to come to a concert, whether you're trying to get people to donate money or support a particular cause. It's all marketing. Marketing is all about two main steps. First, getting people to hear what you have to say, and second, getting them to take action of some sort. Now, one of the best things I have learned about accomplishing this came from a course in copywriting I took in about 2003 when they gave us the acronym AIDA. Now, that's very easy to remember. Verdi wrote an opera called Aida, and if you just remember Aida, AIDA, you've got the acronym. Let's go into what each one of these letters in the acronym means. The first A in the AIDA acronym stands for attention. The absolute first thing you've got to do when you're trying to convince somebody to do something, you've got to grab their attention. There's a kabillion things competing for people's attention in today's world. It doesn't matter what's going on. It could be their cell phone, it could be the television, it could be the internet, it could be Facebook, it could be any of a kabillion things. They're all competing for their attention, and unless you grab their attention in the first 2 to 5 seconds, you may lose them. It only takes a second for them to throw away your flyer or your letter, or to click off of your website, or to just go to a different email. If you don't grab their attention in the first 2 to 5 seconds, you may lose them. So the first thing, you've got to grab their attention. Now, the methods by which you can grab people's attention have been researched quite a bit, and there's so much there, I'm not able to put them all in this quick summary. If you think that's a tutorial you'd like to see in the future, let me know down in the comments, and we may see about putting up a tutorial just on grabbing people's attention as the first step in a marketing process. The second letter in the AIDA acronym, I, stands for interest. This comes immediately after you grab their attention. You absolutely must arouse their interest. When somebody gets their attention grabbed, they're saying, hey, this is neat. Do I really need to look at the rest of this? Do I need to read the rest of this? Do I need to keep listening? That's where you have to grab their interest. You have to convince them in the next 15 seconds or the first paragraph of something written, you really need to listen to this, and here's why. You need to give them a reason to dig deeper into the particular communication that you're sending out. The one way not to do it is to tell what your problems are. How many of these solicitations have you ever received or heard or watched where they start off talking about their own problems? Oh, we have this big problem, and if you don't support us, then we're going to go down in flames. Any of these number of things. How many of these solicitations wound up in the literal or figurative trash? I'd be willing to wager close to 100%. You can't start off talking about you. You have got to talk about the person you're talking to. Show why this is of interest to them, why it's critical that they have to listen to you, why they have to read what you have to say, why they have to continue watching or listening to your podcast or whatever your communication is. You have got to arouse their interest, and it's got to be on their terms, not your terms. The third letter in the AIDA acronym, D, stands for decision. Now, if you're promoting some sort of an agenda, which is what a marketing effort, a campaign is all about, you're promoting some sort of agenda, you're trying to get them to do something, they're going to have a ton of questions. This phase is where you answer all of those questions. You won't be able to think of all of the questions, but you can come up with a lot of them, and you will want to answer these questions right here in the decision-making phase. You want to give them enough information that they can make a decision whether or not they want to go along with whatever your campaign is all about. And the way to do this is to answer whatever questions they may have. For example, in one organization in which I'm a member, we had one person had gone out and spent some money, and they were trying to get the board to authorize reimbursement of the expenses. The proper way to start answering these questions might have been put in this communique. Now, you may be wondering, why did we need to spend this money in the first place? Well, if you had looked at our storage facility and seen what a mess it was, and then you look at it now with these shelves that I want reimbursement for, you would see in a heartbeat why we needed to spend the money on those shelves. So I'm asking you to reimburse my expenses. Simply answer the questions. Think of them. If you were reading this letter, somebody had sent it to you, or you were watching the video or listening to the podcast or whatever it is, if you were listening to it, what questions would you have? Put them out there, answer them. That takes care of helping them make a decision, hopefully to go along with what your agenda is. The final letter in the AIDA acronym is the second A, and that means action. You want, as the very final step in this process, to tell the people exactly what action it is you want them to take. Now, you might think this would be obvious, and I have read countless appeals where people just stated their case and they let it go at that. You would be surprised how many people will read this and they will think, well, sure, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I understand. And then they throw it away and they don't do anything. You've got to tell people what it is you want them to do. In marketing terms, it's called a call to action. It's usually abbreviated as CTA. If you don't put a call to action as the very closing element in your appeal, then you're missing a big bet, and you stand a very good chance of losing the people coming on board with you that might otherwise have done so if you had told them what to do. So tell them, I need your vote on this issue. I need you to approve this expense. I need you to come to this meeting. I need you to support this candidate. Whatever your agenda is, you need to tell them at the close of your appeal what it is you want them to do, and then urge them to do it. So, if you want to convince people to do something, pretty much anything, whether it's to vote on an issue, you're going to talk to your boss and get him to come on board with this proposal you've got, you want to convince a board of directors to approve an expenditure, you want people to support your political candidate, you want people to come to the concert, anything you're trying to do, if you will follow this outline, AIDA, attention, interest, decision, and action, you're going to stand a much better chance of getting people to come on board and take that action than if you don't follow this. I truly hope this has helped you get to a place where when the next time you need to convince people to do something, you stand a better chance of getting it done. If you think this has been helpful, please give us a big thumbs up down there on the YouTube channel. Share it with other people that you think might help them, and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon next to it to be notified whenever we post another great tutorial from David's Tutorials. See you in the next video.